Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel, and oh boy, today we have a very special unboxing. As you may have already read from the title, you know this is a big one. So let's not waste any more time and get right into it. So we got this from Joma Shop. I'm going to discuss the pricing and details later. I did open the box up just to make sure everything is in place, but I put it back together and I promise I did not see the watch. It was just to view the content if it is correct or not. All right, so take it out, and yeah, so this is how it comes. All right, a lot of packaging material. Let's get this off. Alright, so it's a Tag Heuer, guys, and we've reviewed Tag Heuers on this channel before, but this is their flagship model, the Monaco, as we're gonna see, and I'll explain which version I got too. But first, let's look at the outer packaging. We have a black cardboard box with some not really any kind of special printing on it, but we have the silver Tag Heuer logo and Tag Heuer written in silver font as well. Pretty straightforward, nothing fancy, nothing on the sides, back. It's your typical cardboard box. I do notice some marks here. I think that might be from glue or some water, not sure, so might be a stain. But anyways, that's what the outer boxes are for, to protect the packaging itself. No other serious problems noted, no other serious dents or bumps. Everything looks like it's in order, so let's take it off. Let's take the outer box off first. Okay, box inside a box, typical Tag Heuer fashion. So let's get this inner box out. What do we have in there? Let's see. So we first have this booklet, and it's just your user instruction manual, how to use the watch, how to set the time, how to set the chronograph. All of that stuff is in there. Obviously, since this is from Joma Shop, there won't be any guarantee card, any warranty card. So yeah, that's just what you get when you buy gray market. If you're looking for the original authentic warranty card, you'll have to get it from either a department store or from Tag Heuer themselves directly. But honestly, the price savings are worth, not foregoing the warranty. I wouldn't really care too much. These watches rarely, if ever, break down, and if I ever need to utilize warranty in the next 5 years, I'll just pay the service cost. I don't really care. Right now I want the savings on the watch itself, so that's my preference. I don't know about you guys. Anyway, so nothing else inside the box. We just have plain cardboard packaging. I don't see any inner damage or anything. Looks decently finished, so let's just put this to the side and move on to the exciting bits. So this is your typical Tag Heuer box in the new fashion. It does feel like it's some kind of rubberized material with some nice graining. It's faux leather graining, I would say, but yeah, no fancy schmancy designs. Just have the Tag Heuer logo and the name written in white font instead of silver. No embossing. Well, maybe it is a little bit embossed, but it's not apparent. Okay, let's open it up. And here we go, guys. We have the Tag Heuer Monaco. And this is not just any Monaco. This is probably their best Monaco ever. Well, maybe not the best in terms of features, but probably the most significant Monaco, because this is the Heuer 2 edition Monaco. This is the one with the in-house Tag Heuer movement that doesn't utilize any additional module like the Dupuis-Duprop module that was in the Caliber 11 for the chronograph function. This is all in-house, built by Tag Heuer themselves, and it's done to commemorate the Monaco that was originally released in the 60s and worn by Steve McQueen, very famous actor, racer. He wore this watch and it put it into a new kind of spotlight. At that time, it wasn't tag Heuer, it was just Heuer. So this watch has a lot of heritage. It was originally the caliber 11 that put it in the limelight, but now over the course of time, obviously there's been modifications, and we're going to talk about the mechanism in detail in a bit. But yeah, so this is the Heuer 2 edition. There's other editions out there, the caliber 11 edition, which has the crown on the left hand side. There's a caliber 12 that has the crown on the right hand side, but is using an ETA movement. The caliber 11 uses a Solida base, the Dupuis-Duprat module that does the chronograph function, and but this is the one with the Heuer 2, so it has all of the pushers on and the crown on the right side. We're going to talk about that in a bit. So anyway, so this is the watch, the Monaco Heuer 2. I'm going to give you a good shot at front, sides, top, bottom. That's how it looks. It is a gorgeous watch, very beautiful, very premium. Looks exactly like I had imagined it. In fact, it looks even better than what I had imagined it. The pictures on the internet don't do it justice. You have to really see this watch and feel it to understand what its significance is and why this is such a beloved racing chronograph. I gotta say, I was blown away when I saw it in the shop, but obviously that's a store display model. This is brand new completely. So brand new watches have their own feel, guys. I mean, I'm all for pre-owned watches. You can get great deals, but getting that brand new watch in your hands, especially an iconic watch like the Monaco, it's a feeling in itself, and I am overjoyed right now, as you can probably tell from my voice. Anyway, let's come to the watch. Let's stay focused. So starting with the case, stainless steel case, 316L stainless steel, brushed finish on the tops. There is polishing on the upper lips and the edges. The sides are all satinated and brush finish. Then you have polishing again on the underside lips, and same goes for the underside. The underside is all brush finish. So nice blend of polished, satination, and brushing all across. You can see vertical brushing on the top. On the bottom, it's again vertical brushing. On the sides, it's lateral brushing, and the polish finish is very nice, adds a little bit of class. The lugs are also polished, very short in length, typical Monaco style. You can see that the sapphire crystal is chamfered, and it is going, it's actually hanging over the case itself, and that's one of the charming features of the watch. The crystal, sapphire crystal, coming above the case line itself adds a bit of class. Looks like a diamond actually, and it adds to the look, and gives it a vintage vibe. And I gotta say, it looks really beautiful, very elegant, very classy, very chic. Okay, so that was the case, and the pushers are all very nicely detailed. They have I can see a little bit of brushing, possibly. Yeah, there's brushing on the pushers, both the top and the bottom one. The crown is signed with the tag Heuer shield, is polished finish. Serrations are kind of aggressive, not super aggressive, but they are fairly aggressive, I would say. And the pushers have a border, if you can notice. They're not just plain pushers, they have a nice border to it. So that's very nicely detailed finishing. You can see that over here on the top and bottom parts, there is again vertical brushing. Beautifully detailed, beautiful. The lugs have been beveled nicely, so they're not going to cut into your skin. The dimensions are 39 millimeters by 39 millimeters. We're going to measure that with our calipers in a second. So what else is on the case? Let's notice. Okay, so that's pretty much about the case. Very solid, very hefty feeling. Now let's talk about the dial. The dial is blue sunray finished. I would say that this is more like a royal blue, and it has chronograph registers at the 9 and 3 o'clock positions, and a small seconds running hand on the 6 o'clock position with a date window. We have, in contrast to the original Monaco, which had vertical horizontal stripes for the indices, we have more traditional radial styled minute markers, and they are applied markers, as you can see. They are applied markers and they have Lume in them as well. So that's also a nice feature. The sub dials for the chronograph are stepped in. They are white in color and they have a red sub-seconds hand for the contrast feature. The minute and the hour hands they have an arrow at the tips. They have Lume in the center and they have a polished type of finish on the sides. Very nicely made, very solid looking minute and hour hands. The second hand is red varnish in color, and that functions for the chronograph. It measures the chronograph seconds. We have the sub dial on the 3 o'clock side is for the minutes for the chronograph. It goes all the way to 30 minutes. Then you have a 12-hour sub dial for the chronograph on the 9 o'clock side. The date window is nicely bordered. The background is white and the text looks pretty nice. Right now it's not centered. Yeah, there you go. Looks centered now. And then the sub-seconds hand has a sector finish with metal brushing, simple and elegant. You have the Swiss made logo at the bottom. Obviously this watch is fully Swiss made. And what else is on the dial? We have minute markers that are very, very nicely precisioned and very well detailed. We're gonna do a Lume shot, guys, don't worry. We're gonna check that part out, but I just want to see how it plays with the light, and it does look really beautiful. Now in person looks a little more rich in blue than it does on camera. The camera is not really doing it too much justice, I gotta tell you guys, and that's exactly what I felt like when I looked at the pictures and then I saw this watch in person. In person, it's a completely different feel. And yeah, so another thing, guys, this watch is also, in addition to being, you know, the McQueen Monaco, the watch worn by Steve McQueen, this has also been featured in some additional movies. And you guys may remember a Netflix series, Breaking Bad. Actually, it's an AMC series now, also on Netflix, Breaking Bad. Walter White got this watch as a gift from Aaron Paul, and he wore this pretty prominently during the movie. Obviously he gave it up in the end, but just to tell you guys, this was featured in that movie, and it's been featured in some other movies as well. I'll try to make another video of this watch where it's featured in other movies, and we'll see how that one comes out. But anyways, so I'm really liking the way the light plays with the dial. It looks so beautiful. Let's see if we can, you know, shake it around a little bit. It is fully automatic, the watch. And as you can see now, the second hand is moving. I'm gonna move it around a little bit. It does hack and it does hand winding. I'm winding it right now just to give it a little bit more juice while we're, you know, exploring the functions. Okay, I think that should be good. All right, so let's check. So you can see the second hand. If I pull it out, stops. So it's got hacking, and it has the Heuer 2 movement has an 80R power reserve, so that is fantastic. Even though it's beating at 28,800 VPH, but it's 4 hertz, still having an 80R power reserve with a chronograph function, awesome. All right, let's turn on that, and you can see by pressing the top pusher, the chronograph is activated. Press it again, stops. No stagger, no jerking. It has a vertical clutch system, which makes for smooth operation using a column wheel chronograph system. Very, very buttery smooth activation, very smooth deactivation. It is fantastic, very phenomenal. And you guys will notice that, let me just deactivate it first. Jumps back, typical chronograph fashion. And it's not a flyback chronograph, so don't get too carried away, but the crisp actuation of the chronograph using the column wheel system is just something that once you get used to, you know, an ETA 7750 feels like a Honda, and this is more premium, like a luxury sedan. So guys, keep that in mind. Once you buy a column wheel, there's no going back. You guys will not like typical ETA 7750s. So make sure that you have bought all your 7750s before you get this, because you will not like those. The actuation, you can just play with it all day long. It is so silky smooth. It is phenomenal, I gotta say. I'm gonna leave it running so that you guys can see that red varnish hand ticking away. And yeah, all right, let's look at the back of the watch, guys. So we can see the Heuer 2 mechanism in there. It is a fully in-house movement with a blackened rotor, Geneva stripes, and you can see a red column wheel at the top over there. And let me show you how when it actuates, what it looks like. Right now it's running, stops, and see the vertical clutch smoothly enables it on and off. You see the movement whirring away. Not a ton of decoration, but given the fact that this is a racing chronograph, I think this is sufficient decoration. Very, very nicely designed. Has the Monaco signage over here. It's water resistant to 100 meters. This crown is not screw down, it is push and pull. And it says Swiss made 1860 sapphire crystal, and it is screwed down, so you have to use screws to take it off. And yeah, let's check the feel of, let's disable the chronograph for a second. There you go. Always tricky with gloves. All right, so to set the time, you just pull it out to the second position. Let's set it to a nice time, like. And obviously, guys, just be careful whenever you're setting dates on these chronographs that are automatic. Make sure both hands are at around the 6 o'clock mark. There you go. Date changed. So let's put it somewhere around here so that we can view the watch easily. Yeah, that should be fine. Let's keep it to 8:20. Yeah, there you go. Okay, you can see the Monaco and tag Heuer are at the 12 o'clock position. You have automatic written at the bottom. I don't think writing the automatic was necessary. It's kind of overkill, and I would have just liked it to be just Heuer Monaco, to be honest. And that's kind of how it's written on the Caliber 11 versions, guys. If you're looking for that 100% vintage feel with the left-hand side crown, you might want to look at the other versions instead of this, but you won't get the Heuer 2. You will get a Solida powered movement or an ETA powered movement. ETA will be actually on the right hand side for the Caliber 12. If you go for a Caliber 11, the most authentic looking Monaco from the vintage series, you're gonna have to settle for the Solida SW300 with the Dupuis Pro module in it. Not to say it's bad, but if you want an in-house movement, Tag Heuer's own work, I'd say go with this one. Again, personal choice, different strokes for different folks. All right, let's see what else we got on the back. So that's pretty much it. I like the rotor design. It's kind of like the spokes of a sports car, the rim of a sports car wheel. That's pretty nice, pretty dope. All right, what else we got to discuss over here? So you can see from every angle, this watch looks so sharp. I gotta tell you, it is a looker. It is a looker for sure. All right, let's talk about the strap. Strap is blue, dark blue, navy blue. Actually, it's not navy blue. The term is Monaco blue. Monaco blue alligator strap, very nicely finished. Got some blue stitching on the sides. Very decent graining. Soft feeling on the edges. It's a little bit hard on this side. Same exact pattern here. It is a deploying clasp. Let's take off the plastic and set this up because we have to do a wrist shot, guys. All right, so the tags have been tags and stickers have been taken off so that I can show you this strap very nicely, and also this beautiful clasp. It's a deploying clasp with a polished mirrored finish. And apologies for the smudge marks here. That's what happens when you try to take off all the plastic, and I had to take off my gloves to get some of it off that was residual on the undersides. But anyway, so basically this does not have any holes or serrations. It's a fairly easy to use clasp. You just put in the leather from one side and just buckle it up like this. So whichever length you want, you make sure the strap goes in that much, then you lock it into place. It hides the strap underneath the deployed clasp, and when it locks into place, there you go. You have a secure fit, and it's very solid. You have the deployed clasp is double deployed twin trigger release system, very secure and very easy to operate. Very nicely finished, very beautifully made. You can see very high quality pushers in there. Doesn't say much, says Tag Heuer stainless steel, and yeah, it's functional, it's nice. It has the Tag Heuer signage. I would have liked it to have the Heuer written on here, and actually, if you want that, guys, the caliber 11 Monaco, it does have that, and I gotta say that looks much nicer than this. That's the one thing I trade for, but hey, you know, maybe I'll switch out the strap and get that instead. That would look phenomenal with this piece. Anyway, the watch itself is very nice. Guys, before we do a lume test, a wrist test, let's check out the measurements and dimensions of the watch. It's supposed to be 39 by 39, so let's go ahead and measure this with our calipers here. Let's do a lug to lug first. You're getting 46.62 lug to lug. Just confirm that if that is correct. Actually, it's 47.32 lug to lug, which is perfect, because anything above 50 millimeters lug to lug is really pushing it on my wrist, so that'll be interesting to see. Let's do the diameter, excluding the crown guards and the crown, widest point. You're getting 39 millimeters. And this side is also 39 millimeters almost. Let's check the thickness. This is going to be a thick one, probably thicker than the 3 Master. Getting 14.86 millimeters, guys. Okay, let's do the strap lug distance. 21 millimeters. Alright, so those are the dimensions of the Tag Heuer Monaco. Alright guys, let's do a lume test. I have charged it up a fair bit. Let's see how it looks. Oh wow, not bad. So you can see it's got Super Luminova BGW9, and it is glowing very brightly indeed. It's not super visible, but it is pretty decent, and I think that in low light conditions this should be pretty okay. It's not super loomed up like a Omega Seamaster or Rolex's Chromolite display, but it's still decent, and I think this is legible enough that, you know, if you're at night you can see the time at least. The chronograph is not loomed. Disappointing. I would have liked that to be loomed too. That would have made it almost perfect, but hey guys, everything is with its flaws and its plus points. So yeah, I would have liked the small seconds and the sub registers to be loomed up. That would have been nice. You know, maybe even the Heuer logo should have been loomed up. I would have preferred that as well. The indices could have been a little bit brighter, but it's not terrible loom, it's not fantastic loom, it's right in the middle with industry standards today. All right, what else? All right guys, here's a wrist shot of the Tag Heuer Monaco. I do wear my straps a little bit tighter, so as you can see it is kind of punching in the skin, but that's how I like it. I don't like loose straps, but here you go. There you go. So my 6.5 inch wrist. This watch is right at the edge. It wears big and it is substantial. Looks very hefty, very prominent, very flashy from all angles. So if you're wearing this watch, you will attract attention. Don't think that this is a subtle piece. It will not easily fit underneath a dress shirt cuff, maybe a jacket cuff, but not a dress shirt cuff. So wear this for casual occasions, guys. Do not attempt to wear this underneath a suit, and you should be fine. As you can see, it does tend to overhang on the wrist a little bit if you wear it loose. That's why I've kept it tight. If you loosen it up, and you have all degrees of freedom while loosening it up. You can do it as loose as possible, as tight as possible, totally up to you, and I like that. But keep in mind, if you wear it loose, it's a very heavy watch. It's gonna overhang the wrist. So I like to keep it tight and nice, and so that it remains straight regardless of vertical positioning. So, but that's personal preference. I don't know about you guys. Whichever way you want to wear it, you can wear it. It is a big watch. If you're looking for a subtle, small, delicate timepiece, this is not the watch for you. If you are looking for something that does not attract attention, this is not the watch for you. If you are looking for something that will merge in the office and it'll work in parties and it'll be very versatile, this is not the watch for you guys. This is a watch for people who are really into racing, who are into the Monaco heritage, who really love square designs. And as you can see, it is kind of hard to pull off a square design. If my wrist were even slightly smaller and the lugs had been a little bit wider, I would not be able to wear this watch. Right now I'm really at the edge, so it looks okay. I'm okay with a little bit of oversize, but you know, it's different for different people. Some people don't like that. And for that reason, this is not a watch for everyone. This is a watch for people who are specifically into the Monaco line, who are into Formula One, who are into racing, and for them it serves well. So guys, take a look at this watch, and we're gonna go through our review process and review it step by step on all the features and everything, from materials, case, and finishing to all the way to value. Before we do that, I want to let you guys know I got this from Joma shop for about $4,700. With tax, it cost me around $5,000. Now in the stores, it retails for $6,350. With tax, it's going to go up all the way to $6,700, $6,800 possibly, depending on where you live. So saved a substantial amount of money with that. I would recommend this route. But if you guys want the warranty and all this shenanigan with the boutique experience, which there isn't much. There's no Tag Heuer boutique where I live. There's only department stores that sell the watch, and the experience has not been very phenomenal for me. So it's not something I care about, but you may be different. But I mean, if you guys are willing to forgo that, the savings can be substantial. You can use that for your next watch purchase. Anyways, guys, so let's go ahead and start the review. For the style and design category, it's a very unique and stylish retro motorsports themed watch with a rich legacy and heritage. It is very bold and attractive. However, the square design is not for everyone, and it can seem very overpowering at times. Therefore, it gets a 9 out of 10. For the materials, quality, and finishing category, the materials are good, but not the top of the line when it comes to luxury watches. Movement decoration is very basic and minimal. However, you do get a column wheel chronograph with an in-house movement. Therefore, it gets an 8 out of 10. For the performance category, power reserve is excellent at 80 Rs, and the watch remains decently accurate throughout with a high beat frequency. The chronograph is easy to read, smooth to operate, and you get 100 meters of water resistance. However, it is a very thick watch and cannot go underneath most dress cuffs, making it difficult to use daily. Therefore, it gets an 8 out of 10. For the value category, MSRP is very high, but due to gray market discounts and third-party sellers, it can be found at relatively reasonable prices, depending on the version, so it gets a 7 out of 10. For the versatility category, it is not a very versatile watch, unfortunately, due to its aesthetics, and is designed for mostly casual or at the best, semi-formal occasions, so it gets a 6 out of 10. In the wow factor category, it definitely stands out on the wrist and looks very unique and instantly grabs attention as an iconic timepiece. Therefore, due to its flashy character and the ability to turn heads, it gets a 10 out of 10. Total score is 48 out of 60, placing it in category B of the watches reviewed. Thank you for watching.